What if I told you the biggest reason the rich keep getting richer is hidden inside a simple math formula you've been using your whole life? This is Math of Islam, and once you see this, you won't look at money the same way again. Right now, millions of people are trapped in a system they don't even understand. They think they're building wealth, but mathematically, they're slowly losing control of it. And here's the shocking part. It all comes down to one idea: compound interest. Before we go deeper, take 1 second and subscribe to Math of Islam, because this channel is about revealing the hidden math behind money, faith, and real financial truth, especially the kind no one explains clearly. Now imagine this. You borrow $1,000 from a bank. The bank says, "Don't worry, it's just 10% interest." Sounds small, right? But here's what they don't emphasize. It's not just 10%. It's 10% on top of 10% on top of 10% every single year. That's compound interest. So after 1 year, you owe $1,100. Second year, you're not paying interest on $1,000 anymore. You're paying on $1,100. So now it becomes $1,210, then $1,331, and it keeps growing, faster and faster, not linearly, but exponentially. And here's where it gets dangerous. Your income doesn't grow exponentially like that. Your salary increases slowly, but your debt, it accelerates. This creates a gap, a mathematical gap between those who own the system and those trapped inside it. Now let's flip the perspective. If you are the one receiving interest, you benefit from this exponential growth. But if you're paying it, you're feeding the system. This is why banks, large institutions, and wealthy investors love compound interest, because mathematically, time works in their favor. The longer the system runs, the more wealth concentrates at the top. Now think about society. If a small group keeps earning exponential returns while the majority pays increasing debt, what happens over time? Wealth imbalance, not by accident, but by design of the math itself. And this is exactly where things get interesting, because over 1,400 years ago, Islam introduced a completely different financial model, one that challenges this entire system at its core. Instead of guaranteed interest, Islam promotes risk sharing. Instead of fixed returns, it encourages profit and loss sharing. Let's break that down simply. In a typical interest-based system, the lender wins no matter what. Even if the borrower fails, the debt still grows. But in Islamic finance, the structure changes. If two people invest in a business, they agree to share profits, but also they share losses. This changes everything, because now money is tied to real economic activity, not just numbers growing on paper. In simple terms, no one can earn money without taking some level of risk, and this creates balance. Let's compare both systems side by side. In interest-based finance, money makes money without effort. In Islamic finance, money must be linked to real work, trade, or investment. In interest, risk is pushed entirely onto the borrower. In Islamic models, risk is shared between all parties. In compound interest, debt can grow endlessly, even if the real economy struggles. But in profit sharing, growth is limited by actual success. Now here's something powerful to think about. If you remove compound interest from the system, you remove exponential debt. And when you remove exponential debt, you reduce long-term inequality, because no one is being crushed by ever-growing obligations. This doesn't mean wealth disappears. It means wealth circulates more fairly. And this is one of the core principles in Islamic finance: circulation, not concentration. Now let's make it real. Imagine two friends start a business. One system says, "I'll lend you money and you must pay me back with interest, no matter what happens." The other system says, "I'll invest with you. If we succeed, we both win. If we fail, we both share the loss." Which one feels more human? Which one feels more just? And more importantly, which one is mathematically sustainable long-term? Because here's the truth most people don't realize. A system based on endless exponential growth eventually creates instability. Why? Because real economies don't grow infinitely at the same rate, but debt does. And when that gap becomes too large, you get financial crises. We've seen it happen again and again. Now here's where your perspective shifts. Islam didn't just ban interest randomly. It replaced it with a system designed to prevent this exact imbalance. A system where growth is tied to reality, not just mathematical expansion. And this is why many economists today, even outside of religion,
are starting to question interest-based systems because the math itself creates inequality over time. Now imagine if more people understood this, not just emotionally, but mathematically. They would start asking better questions. They would rethink debt. They would rethink investing. And they would realize there's another way. A system where wealth grows, but doesn't crush others in the process. Before we continue, I want you to think about something. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, you're always catching up with money, but never ahead? That feeling might not be your fault. It might be the system you're in. And understanding this is the first step to changing your future. Now here's the deeper layer. Compound interest isn't evil by itself. It's just math. But when applied without balance, it becomes a tool that amplifies inequality. Islamic finance doesn't reject growth. It reshapes it, from guaranteed gain to shared outcome, from exploitation risk to cooperation. And this is why concepts like profit-sharing partnerships, ethical investing, and asset-backed financing are becoming more relevant globally, because people are starting to realize sustainability matters more than speed. Now imagine a world where money grows only when real value is created, where investors care about outcomes, not just returns, where financial systems are built on fairness, not pressure. That's the vision behind Islamic finance. And whether you're Muslim or not, the math behind it is something everyone should understand. Because at the end of the day, money follows rules. And if you understand the rules, you can change how the game affects you. So here's what I want you to do. Comment below. Do you think interest-based systems are fair? Or do you believe profit sharing is the future? I want to hear your thoughts. And if this made you rethink money even a little bit, share this video with someone who needs to see it. Because most people are living inside a system they've never truly questioned. And until they do, the math keeps running. Quietly, but powerfully. This is Math of Islam, where we uncover the numbers behind the truth.